Driving by my car, and the road is not so far. Berlin, London, Moscow too. It's my love, I tell you true. When I came to Poland, I saw my car was stolen. It was my favorite truck. I said fucking kurwa.
I just flew to Poland and boy are my arms tired. Hello, I am currently in Wrocław, Poland, and I have always wanted to go to Poland. It has been a dream of mine since I was very young, because since like middle school I've been obsessed with like Polish history and Polish culture and everything, partly because I am like, I would say like a quarter Polish, but obviously that's kind of murky because it's mainly just my dad's father's side. But we grew up with some of the traditions, like we grew up with the Christmas wafer, the opłatki. We grew up with Polish food like pierogies, haluszki, and stuff like that. My great-grandmother, I think, came over from Poland or something. But yeah, and I was like, I'm Polish, I will feel like reconnected in my place where I belong or something.
Which is something I have never said on the internet before.
I was here. I know I joked about it earlier, but I did feel something being back there. I felt the sense of home, some placebo of some sort, sentimental memories that I didn't have, but I felt this feeling that I had returned. And that I would feel somewhat more Polish than I already am, but I'm not, surprisingly, because for my first day that I was here, which was yesterday, and was really based upon the fact that I got like maybe 5 hours of sleep in the past 3 days leading up to it. It was not the best, mainly just because jet lag is a bitch, is a kurwa, used a Polish word that I should not say to other Polish people because that is bad. But yeah, I realized I don't speak Polish. Like I said, I know some swear words. I can sing happy birthday, and I know dziękuję, but that's all I know off the top of my head. I know dzień dobry. But yeah, and the funny thing is that I like made myself like in middle school. If you knew me in middle school, I'm sorry, but like I was the Polish kid. I don't know if this is actually getting any. Yeah, I was genuinely like, I made my cultural heritage my personality traits, which is so funny because it was, I think it's because I wanted to make myself unique and also distance myself from my American identity for no particular reason. America is great. America is doing so good right now. I'm definitely not working on a video essay trying to fix America. Speaking of which, that is the first thing I am doing today. Today I am going to go see the Krasno Papa, or Papa Smurf, because I am writing a video essay about him, or I already have, and I want to shoot. And today's the only day which it's going to be moderately sunny, so yippee! I really hope this is a good shot, if not, LOL.
I then packed up my filming equipment and walked through my hostel, the Ditsy Daisy Summer Hostel. That is the hostel that I'm currently staying at. It is really great. I definitely recommend it. And I was off to Svidnica Street, taking the trams, which I got really acquainted with on the trip. Saints, I love public transportation so much. And there he was, the Krasno Papa, the first dwarf statue in Wrocław, a city which you will shortly see is overrun with them. I attempted to get the opening shot for my video essay about how these dwarfs stopped communism using the power of friendship. Sadly, it was super crowded, so I was nervous, and also it was at a very loud intersection. So I don't know if any of the footage is usable, LOL. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, I felt like such a dick filming and everything, and you'll see how short the filming thing is. Yeah, so that's fun, I guess. LOL. Oh, here is another statue of a dwarf that I just happened. This city is me. Is with me here. I'm gonna try and get a better angle of this or a better shot with my actual camera. I ran into a few more dwarves and other fun things on the way to the Passage, which is this cool set of statues commemorating some of the people who helped end communism in Poland, and is arguably in one of the worst places ever to take pictures of it. I then went to a rooftop cafe called Cafe Baroka. It was a really, really cute place, which I almost missed entirely. It had some beautiful views and a really nice environment. I think I was the only person up there at the time, which was lovely. I got a really good black tea and a half-decent apfelstrudel, and ate as I looked at the city from above, which is so beautiful. However, I knew this wasn't the only time I'd get a view from above. After seeing a few other dwarfs, which one must imagine these dwarfs is happy,
częściej na miasto oszukać okrutny marazm. Czuję, że nie mam nic do stracenia, gdy ktoś się do mnie dosiada.
And wandering through the town square, which was pretty touristy, but not as much as, say, Prague or Munich. I made my way to the Cathedral of St. Mary Magdalene, home to not only a cute cathedral, but also to the Bridge of Penitence. The Bridge of Penitence is a bridge connecting the two towers of the church. In local folklore, this bridge was the resting place of a young girl named Teka, who was vain. She also didn't need no man, so a wizard named Mike kidnapped her and placed her on the bridge to sweep eternally, till another young witch, Martinka, released her after bargaining with Mike the wizard and giving him back his glasses. I was the only would-be witch on the bridge, and I didn't have any room to sweep with the amounts of people on the bridge, but it did host some beautiful views of the main square. I could even see my house from there. There was also a flea market right outside of Mary's, which I went to twice throughout the trip. But on that day, I got a crochet alligator, or a crocodile, they're the same thing anyway, for Madeline, and crochet earrings for myself. Hello. I just got done at St. Mary's, and I'm going to eat at a restaurant. Now I'm heading there. It has pretty good reviews. Then going to St. Anthony's. Let's go. So off I went, passing through the old town again, and seeing the rare golden dwarf of Wrocław, which I think is akin to seeing a golden Freddy. Hor, 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 hor. I did not get him to say that. I probably should have. That would have been really funny. The restaurant I chose to go to was called Conspiraca and was themed after my hyperfixation that led me on this trip in the first place. That being the student dissident groups that ended communism in the 1980s in Poland, mainly the Solidarity, VIP, and the Orange Alternative movements. Like I've teased multiple times throughout this video, that is what I'm making my video essay about. I was just so ecstatic to be here. Literally the best restaurant ever. Literally fangirled the entire time. I want to live here. This needs to be my room, I swear. And it was one of the things that felt super recognizable to me during this trip, and was the one place that I didn't feel that much of an outsider, which is weird, I suppose. And sadly was one of the few places that actually talked about these movements. Even the museums barely mentioned them, but this place was a monument to them, and I was so happy with that. I got a glass of kompot, which is a Polish fruit drink, and perchance too many pierogies, but all of them were delicious, and too many pierogies is not a problem that I would ever have. I got the Ruski pierogies, which were with potatoes and cheese, which is the standard type that I usually make at home and is usually the most accessible to me, along with ones with meat that were a little bit dry, but they were still really good, and ones with potatoes and bacon. All of them were really good and a little bit better than the homemade ones my family makes, and way better than Mrs. T's. I then sadly had to say goodbye to the restaurant. That was literally one of the coolest restaurants I've ever been in. I love it so much. I want to live there. Might go back, probably not. but that would be really cool if I went back. Saw this. Never mind. That was a Holocaust memorial. Oops. Anyway, I went to a flower market nearby and got some white lilies, which I was going to give to St. Anthony at his church nearby. I have been getting into folk Catholicism and saint veneration this summer, and my patron saint is St. Anthony, a patron for lost things, the oppressed, and of travel. I held a novena for him for safe travel, and now I wanted to offer him some white lilies at his church. Also, here's my current altar, because why not? I think it's cute. It's gonna get a lot better soon, hopefully, but slay. Hello, I am currently just waiting for my tram right now to take me back to my hostel. I'm unsure of what I'm going to do next, but I need a break, and also I don't want to pay to pee. So, yeah, Is that a return? No, that's a bus. Yeah, I think since it's a nice day and we're supposedly not supposed to be getting any nice days anymore, I might either go to Cathedral Island, and there's also a really nice park, but the park is closer, so I might do that first. And then I have a concert to go to at 8. It's a jazz concert. I forget the name of the artist. I'll say it later. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've had such a good day so far, and it's only like 2 o'clock right now, which is insane to me. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I hope that you're doing good as well. I say that to my loving audience, not to my phone. Realistically, I mean my parents and my friends. But yeah, cool. I accidentally ended up going 2 stops over where my tram was because I am excellent at navigating public transportation, though I do love public transportation so much. But anyway, now I guess I'm gonna go hang out in the park, because even though I could walk to my hostel and everything, it's not that big of a deal. But might as well, when in Rome. Or when in Wrocław. Cue montage, if I'm still doing montages. I don't remember if I decided if I'm going to or not. Change of plans. It is starting to rain a little bit, and the sky does not look all that great. And my hostel is 18 minutes from my house. And my hostel is like 18 minutes from where I am. So I am going to try and get there before it gets worse. We'll see. Wish me luck. I need to learn that in Polish. If you editing MJ, put it here. Hello, I am about to head out to go to a bar milczenie, I think is how it's pronounced. It is a traditional, like, milk bar is what they're called in English, and it is a traditional place to get cheap Polish food and everything, very big during communism, I think. MJ, please, like, do a deep dive on them, because I know more than this, I just don't at this moment. But this one has a modern twist. Did you hate that as much as I hated saying that? Because that sounded so cheesy. LOL. Anyway, and then after that I'm going to a jazz concert by an artist called Anonymus, because there's currently the Vertigo Jazz Festival happening right now. And I have been getting into jazz a lot more recently. So yeah, I figured why not go. It was pretty cheap. It was like 55 zloty, which is like, I think maybe $20. I don't, again, exchange rates here. Cool, let's go. Also, should I bring the jacket? I don't know, because I didn't need one earlier. It's gonna get dark, so. Also, I completely forgot to mention, but A, it did not rain, or not that much. It rained a sprinkle whenever I was there, and then it just did not rain. It's actually very beautiful outside. Here's the view from my hostel. So yeah, but it was really nice to just relax, because last like solo trip, whenever I was like in Budapest, and last trip, like solo trip I had, I just went and went and went and went, and I never like stopped until I got home or to my hostel and collapsed, and that was not fun. And so yeah, the like 3 hours that I just chilled and went over all my photos and everything like that was really nice and very helpful. But yeah, now I'm all powered up and ready to go. I then took the tram to Jacek I Agata, where I didn't film that much because people, but really good food and really cheap, and was filled mostly with locals. I got a stuffed cabbage and also some crepes with cottage cheese. I then walked across the street to the venue, that being the Hotel Mercure, and wandered around aimlessly till the concert started. Anna Nyugen, the vocalist, had such a haunting and ethereal voice, and the music was so good, even if I dissociated a bit through it. Here's a clip of the song, which sadly was right before the best song of the night, but I didn't film that. LOL. Goodbye.
Czemu nie mogę spać, kiedy śpisz na pełnego mnie? Chcę twoje słowa mieć w głowie i czerpać z nich, kiedy chcę. Noc mi zabierze je, ukryje we śnie.
Next time on MJM Pictures.
I have lost the old man that I was stalking, and I do not know where he went. LOL.